Hi, my name's Billy. I read books, and these are the books I've been reading over the month of March of 2024. Now, before we get to the books, I'm going to do a bit of a life update. I'm going to do a bit of a running update because that's my other hobby outside of reading, and then we'll get into the books. So, I've just got back from holiday, and we've had a week away in the Yorkshire Dales, which is like northern England, and we've stayed in a log cabin on the side of a lake. There should hopefully be a video up now showing a bit of what it was like, and it was lovely. It was a lovely relaxing time. We've stayed there before quite a few times over the years, but it's the first time back there in probably about, well, I reckon certainly before that thing happened in 2020. So it's been a while since we've been there, and it was really good to be back. Absolutely lovely, peaceful and relaxing. The dog had a great time as well. She was just loved being walked and running in and splashing in the river, and it was really good. It was a really good time. And whilst I was away, if you remember, I stopped this channel for about 3 to 4 months because I was studying for an exam for work. Well, I got the results through for that exam, and I failed by 2%. Would you believe it? 2% on that exam I failed by, which means not only did I spend 3 to 4 months revising just to fail an exam by 2%, it also means I destroyed this channel, because since I've started it up again after I've done the exam, the channel's massively out of the algorithm, or however that works, so it doesn't get picked up by it. So the views and everything are massively down. Number of subscribers since I've come back, I think there's been one since then. So all in all, destroyed the channel to fail an exam. It was I was feeling really good about myself when I got that result through. But anyway, we live and learn, don't we? So I've done that during the month. My running, I've done 106 kilometres in the month of March, which may sound good, but it's about 30 kilometres down on what I did the month before, which was a shorter month, because I tweaked, I did something to my hamstring at the start of March when I was doing a half marathon race, which I had to pull out of at about the 10-mile mark. And it's feeling okay now, thankfully, but I think just knocking the amount of running down a bit has definitely helped it along. So hopefully come April I can pick the running back up again, especially after having had a week away where I've not really looked after myself in terms of what I've been eating. I've not been eating like a pig in a trough or anything like that, but I wasn't being as watchful and as careful as I normally am. So now onto the books. So I finished in March. I finished Children of Ruin by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and this is book 2 in his Children of Time series, and I had a good time with that. I've got a spoiler-free review I'll put out in a couple of weeks, because it's not long since I did put the one out for Children of Time. But it's reading Children of Ruin that made me up Children of Time to 4.5 out of 5, because I've given this 4 out of 5. But I was going to give Children of Time 4 out of 5, but I didn't enjoy this as much as I enjoyed the other one. But I thought when I was reading this was just going to be a generic, rip-off, rehashing of book 1 of Children of Time. And to start with, that's how I was feeling. But then it changes gear and something happens, and then that's what made it the 4-star read. But I'll talk more about that when I do my spoiler-free review for it, when I get that out in due course. I've finished book 3 in the Long Price Quartet by Daniel Abraham. This is the bind-up. These are bind-ups. So that is book 3 and 4. And this is getting really good now. This is a slow burn fantasy tale. And like I say, it's 4 books. Each book, I think there's about 350 pages per book, really, and that's like a 700-page bind-up. But boy, does he cram a lot in there, really. Because you sometimes probably read a fantasy book that's about 700-800 pages just in one volume, and they seem to cram an awful lot in there. But Daniel Abraham manages to seem to cram an awful lot, and it's character-driven as well. Slow burn, character-driven fantasy into 350 pages, and it's really getting good. I'm liking what he's doing, and I'm liking where it's going. I'll hopefully get on with book 4, finish that up in April, and then I can get my thoughts out on the whole 4 books. There's no point me doing spoiler-free reviews on each individual book really. I think I'm just going to do my thoughts on the entire series. I read and finished The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This is apparently, I don't know, is this a horror or supernatural? I don't know what it is, but I fancied something different. I was wanting something different, something to just try and, I don't know, scare me or give me the creeps or something. I don't know why. I don't normally read this kind of stuff, and judging by this, there's a good reason why I don't read stuff like this, because it was not very good in my opinion. I gave it 2 out of 5. It's called The Haunting of Hill House. There's your plot. That's the plot. That's my spoiler-free review. It's the Hill House is haunted. There you go. Spoiler-free review done. I'll see if I can do a review. I say a decent review. It won't be a decent review. It'll just be my thoughts on the book, and it'll be a bit negative. So I wouldn't normally do a negative review on a book, because I wouldn't want to damage the reputation of an author or damage the sales or potential future sales. But I believe the author of this, I think this book was written in the 1950s or 1960s. I believe the author's no longer with us. It's a classic book apparently, Penguin classic book. I don't think some negative views from me will harm that book in any way. So I'll see what I can do, and if I can put something out, I will do. So that means I've started The 3 Body Problem by Cixin Liu. I don't know how you pronounce his name. This is book 1 in the 3 Body Problem series. It might be called something else, The Wandering Earth. I can't remember. But 70% into that, and it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting when I went into it, because I go into these things blind, but it's not. It is not what I had in mind. If someone gave me 10 guesses as to what this book would be about, then I don't think I wouldn't have guessed right. And I don't know, it's blowing my mind a little bit. Not just sometimes in terms of like what on earth is going on, but in a good way. Sometimes you can read books and you think, yeah, this has lost me, and you just check out. I'm not, because I'm interested in see where it's going and what the point of it is. And like I say, I'm 70% in, so there should hopefully be some resolution coming to this story for this book. And I think I have seen reviews that say book 1 is a bit mixed. Opinions on it are a bit mixed, but then I believe the other books 2 and 3, are better. Not that this book isn't good, because it is. At the moment, I'm fluctuating between like 3.5 to 4 out of 5 for it, but we'll see. It's certainly impressive. I'll give it that. It's certainly impressive. I'm still crawling my way through book 2 in The Wandering Inn by Pirate Harbour. I'm now up to 70% in this book. I reckon I've still got about 8 hours reading time to go at 70%. I keep on having to just take some time away from this because it just gets me down. No, and I don't mean because it's a bad book. I mean, it's just because there's so much. It's the biggest book I've ever read in my life. And it can just get on top of you sometimes. The story in the world is developing massively. And I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the characters, but you know, you just sometimes just want to get to the end of a book. And I can't remember how long I've been reading this book for, but it's a very, very long time. Check back on my channel when I was doing the spoiler discussions for the beginning of book 2 of The Wandering Inn, and that's when I've been reading it since. A long time. And last night I started The Malevolent Seven by Sebastian de Castell. He's one of my favourite authors, and this is a standalone book. So he's done the Greatcoat series, he's done the Spellslinger series, he's got another series out. The first book is coming out soon, I think. Is it called The Play of Shadows? I can't remember. But then he's also got this book out as well, this standalone, randomly, which I totally missed. But yeah, I've got it. I've read the first 2 chapters, I think it is, and in typical Sebastian de Castell style, it's what you'd expect. I'm not expecting this to be anything groundbreaking. I'm expecting just to have a nice, good time. No doubt 4 out of 5, because I like his stuff, and it's a nice counterfoil to having my head hurting reading The 3 Body Problem. So that's it. Let me know what you're reading, what you have been reading in March, and I will see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.